Let's talk to God. One more thing, like, subscribe, and share. Come on, let's talk to God. Woo!
Hey everybody, good evening. It's Cutler here in the Let's Talk to Cutler broadcast, the Let's Talk to Cutler YouTube platform, the Let's Talk to Cutler Virtual Book Club. And it is another Thursday. I don't know about you all, but I'm glad to be here. And I'm glad that we get a chance to spend these 1,800 seconds together. I really am. It's the 24th of August, and we are going to talk this evening about how to be more present. How to be more present, because it occurs to me that sometimes we are not as present as we would like. We're not as present as we really want to be. And sometimes we struggle with that. And I've had a conversation with recently with some people who just struggle with trying to be present. Now, this is not bashing people who don't feel as though they are present or can be present. This is really talking about how to be more present. This channel, as you all know, is not about negativity. It's not about pessimism, but it's about positivity. It's about being optimistic. It is about seeing if I've shown up better today than I did yesterday, trying to make sure that I'm intentional about showing up better tomorrow than I did today. It doesn't mean that any day was a flop or failure. It means that we're just taking the time to see what we can do to be our best selves, even in the worst of situations. How about that? Tell somebody, come on, let's talk to Cutler, because we're really talking about how to be our best selves, even in the worst of situations. Specifically this evening, we're going to talk about how to be more present. I want to thank those of you who are joining the chat and hopping in the chat and chit-chatting with me. So just tell people to come on and let's talk to Color. And when they do, this is a message for people who have been popping in and popping out and catching the replays and catching the lives and all of those sorts of things. If you haven't done so, go ahead and subscribe. Please do that. Go ahead and subscribe. And once you subscribe, click on the notification bell. It's either down there somewhere, up there somewhere, or over there somewhere, or either over there somewhere. I'm not sure where it shows up on your screen, but once you subscribe, click on the notification bell, because it lets you know whenever I've gone live and whenever I've uploaded new content. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to shout out the LTTC VIPs in just a moment. So I see some of you have logged on, but if you're not in the chat, come on in and I'll just shout out those who hop in the chat first. And I'll tell you, one of the reasons I do that is because this is friendly banter back and forth. It's not anything malicious that we do. It's just our way of saying, hey, Cutler, I'm here. Hey to the fellow Cutler chatters and Cutler, let's talk to Cutler family members. You're just saying that, hey, I'm here in the chat. And what I do, I shout out those that I can see on my end. Now, I'm going to shout out those that I can see on my end. So if on your end, it looks like you're the first person, I'm not sure, but I will be able to confirm that, and I will let you know. So again, we're going to talk this evening about how to be more present. It makes me wonder, have you ever struggled with being present? Have you ever struggled with trying to be there for someone, and you were challenged with really trying to be as present as you could or as present as you wanted to be? Or perhaps you thought that you were present and you just didn't see that your presence was having the impact that you wanted. I want to talk about that. I'm thankful for people who have been present in my life, even over the miles. You can be present even over the miles. Sometimes we think that, okay, well, I'm too far away to be present. There's distance that's separating me from this person and that person, but I don't think I can be as impactful. Sometimes I think we are confusing presence and impact. You can be present even when you're absent. You can be present even when you're absent. You can be physically absent and physically not in the same room or in the same space, but you can still have a presence in somebody's life. I don't want to talk about that, but before I talk about that, I really want to talk about why we are challenged. So you all tell me how you feel. Have you ever struggled with trying to be present in somebody's life? I'll shout out the LTTC VIPs in just a moment. I promise you I will. I won't forget. I won't forget tonight. Have you ever struggled with trying to be present in somebody's life and you wanted them to know that you were there? Perhaps they were going through a rough moment. Perhaps they were having a trial, or they were just going through not one of those mountaintop experiences, but perhaps they were going through a valley moment, and you were just you wanted to make a difference. I want to talk about that. I want to offer us the power to be more present. And sometimes we have to just start by being present in our lives. And I just said something. I had to stop and pause. Sometimes we struggle with being present in our lives. And may I suggest this to us? If we struggle with being present in our own lives, might that be the reason why we are challenged with trying to be present in other people's lives, or vice versa? Sometimes we're so present in other people's lives until we forget how to be present in our lives. Sometimes we give our all to everybody else. We give our energy to everybody else. We drain ourselves pouring into everybody else until we forget how to be present in our own lives. And I want to talk from that vein this evening. All right. I do see you all there. I just see a couple of you in the chat. So come on in the chat. Say hello. Say good evening. Say hi, Cutler. Say something. So at least I know that you're here, because I can see you. I see you logging in, but I can't see who you are in the chat. And I want to see my friends. I want to see all of my friends. Cutler, they're showing up. They're popping in. I want to see all of my friends. All right. So let me just shout out the LTTC VIPs first, and that way they can go and tell somebody else, come on, let's talk to Cutlers. I want to shout out Tina, Edwards, Paula D, and Annie Cutler. It's good to see you all in the chat. But think about it, you all. Sometimes you give so much of yourself to other people until when it's time to stand up for yourself and it's time to be present in your own life, we struggle with that. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with being present for other people. I'm just saying we need to strike a balance. We need to learn how to strike a balance to make sure that we are there for ourselves. Because if I were to ask you all now, how aware are you of your surroundings? I wonder what you would say. And being present, one of the ways that you can be more present is to make sure that you notice your surroundings. Pay attention to your surroundings. I will never forget when I was in law school, in one particular class, I think it was my criminal law class. These people ran in the classroom. They just ran in and they took something. I can't even remember what they took, but then they ran back out of the classroom. Well, little did we know it was an exercise in observation. That's what it was. It was an exercise in observation. Because what happened, I like giving others the opportunity to be the first three. There's somebody who said they like, McDonald says, I like giving others the opportunity to be the first three in the chat room. Well, you know what, McDonald, if they don't show up, it's a friendly banter. It's a friendly competition. So just jump on in, and then you could just say that you have bragging rights. But it's so good to see everybody popping into the chat. It's good to see all of you all. We're talking about how to be more present. More specifically, you all, I'm talking about how to be more present in your own life after you've given so much of yourself to everybody else. That is important. That is really, really important. And I was using as an example, just sharing with you all the time when I was in law school and I was taking a criminal law class, and someone just ran in the classroom, took some things and ran out. Little did we know, again, it was an exercise. And as such, the professor asked us to identify how many people were there. What were they wearing? Were they men or women, male or female? How tall were they? And from that day on, it sparked something in me that says, I need to be more aware of my surroundings. I need to pay attention to my surroundings, not just for the sake of thinking that I may have to identify a criminal, but just for the sake of living in the moment, being here, being present, being in the now. So one way to be in the present moment is by noticing your surroundings. How often, and ask yourself this, you all, think about it. How often do you take the time out of your day to actually look around and see what's going on? When was the last time you just decided to intentionally sit down and close your eyes, take a deep breath, and just observe everything around you? When was the last time you did that? I won't wait for you all to put it in the chat, but let's engage in this exercise now. As you're sitting here, as we're sitting in this space, sharing these 1800 seconds, think about, or let's do this. Take this opportunity right now to just close both of your eyes and take a deep breath. Come on, let's do it together. Close your eyes, and let's take a deep breath. Now open your eyes. And as you're opening them, take in where you are. Look around you. Observe your surroundings. Let me ask you this, and you don't even have to say it, but well, you can put it in the chat if you want to. But as I pose these questions, now that you've closed your eyes, taken a deep breath, and now that you open your eyes, I want you to observe your surroundings, and then just tell me what. You don't have to tell me, but just say to yourself, all right, let me observe. What do the walls look like? This is a clinical exercise in how to be more present. What do the walls look like? What about the floor or the ceilings? Are there any particular patterns that you see? I'm talking about how to notice your surroundings, how to be more present. How many windows are there where you are? Do you see any windows to your left, to your right, in front of you, behind you? Just walking through, noticing your surrounding, walking through how to be more present. Are there any lights that you can see? How many lights can you count? When you stop to look at your surroundings and take everything in around you, it is so much easier to be present in the moment. That's all I'm suggesting. So as you go through the day, make sure that you notice your surroundings. Make sure you pay attention to patterns in the earth, in the grass. Maybe your neighbors, cut their lawn vertically, maybe they cut it horizontally, maybe they cut it diagonally. But just pay attention. No, notice your surroundings. It helps you to take in the moment. It helps you to be present in the moment. And that's for you. That's not necessarily for anybody else, but that is for you so that you can maximize the things and maximize your experience in the earth. I want to maximize my experience while I'm on earth. Yes, I do. I want to maximize my experience while I'm on earth. I want to enjoy everything that I can enjoy. I want to go every place where I can go. I want to do everything that I can do. I want to maximize my experience here in and on the earth. And one of the ways that I can do that is by noticing my surroundings. I notice how tall the trees are. I notice if the trees are leaning. I notice if the trees are bending. I notice if the road is winding. I notice if the leaves are falling. I notice if I see clouds over there or no clouds over there. Just learn how to pay attention. Notice your surroundings. So I walk through my new development neighborhood. Some of my group noticed a truck parked in the house that was not finished. We took the car tags in case it was someone breaking in. It's just that kind. Absolutely. So it helps us to just be observant. I want you to start noticing your surroundings, you all, not just for the sake of being helpful and a good neighbor, which really is a benefit of it, McDine, as you pointed out, but not just for that alone, but it's just about noticing your surroundings so you can be more present in the moment. Because there are so many wonderful moments that I think we sometimes pass by, so many wonderful moments that I think we ignore, so many moments I think we miss. And you all know one of my favorite quotes by now comes from The Color Purple, from the movie The Color Purple, when they're just walking out in the flowers and walking past the purple flowers. And I think it's Silly and Sophia, and I forget, or maybe it's Shug, but somebody, two ladies, they're walking in the field of flowers, and one says to the other, I think it pisses God off how people can walk past The Color Purple and never pay attention to it. Don't just go throughout the day not paying attention to the air that you breathe and not paying attention to whether it's cool or warm or whether it's balmy just pay attention to things. Pay attention to when you see flowers and trees and grass and insects and people. Pay attention to all of that. Be present in the moment. It helps you to maximize your time on the earth. We don't know how much time we have here on earth, but maximize your time while you're here. It's good to see you all coming in. Listen, better late than never. It's just good to see you all. It really is. And I know some people have had birthdays, Audrey Dixon. Some people have had birthdays, so happy belated birthday to some of you all. But y'all, let's learn how to be more present. And another way that we can be more present, in addition to noticing your surroundings, is make sure that you focus on one thing at a time. Can I tell you all, I used to have a challenge with that. One of the ways that we can be more present is to focus on one thing at a time. Why do you say that, Cutler? Because when you are learning how to live in the moment, it is helpful to focus your attention on one thing at a time. I know, I, I know we talk about multitasking. We talk about being able to do more than one thing at a time, and that certainly has its benefits. It has its perks. There are good things that can come out of multitasking, but while it feels good to be more productive, while it feels good to be more productive while you're multitasking and work on more than one thing at a time, here's what can happen. Constantly juggling multiple tasks will make it hard for you to live in the present moment. We brag and we gloat sometimes about the fact that we can multitask and I can do more than one thing and I can do more than one thing well at the same time. But I'm telling you all this, that constantly juggling a whole lot of things, it makes it hard to live in the present moment. It really does. Because there are some things that require your full attention, and it can be overwhelming to try to balance that with something else. I'm just suggesting that you become aware of how much more productive you can be when you are fully engaged in one thing at a time. If your life allowed you to do that, just become fully engaged in one thing at a time, because you can be so much more productive. Think about it. Sometimes we try to squeeze multiple things into one period of time, or spend half of your energy doing this, or half of your energy doing that, or working on 2 or 3 different things. If you're working on something, give it your all attention. Give it all of your attention. When you find yourself thinking about other things or finding the need to stop and check your phone because you don't feel like you're doing a lot of times this has gotten us in trouble. This thing has gotten us in trouble because we feel like we can multitask. We feel, I'm getting ready to make up a word. We feel like we can multitask and we feel like we can multi-talk. You're talking to me or you're listening to what I have to say and you're texting. Or someone is saying something to you or you're trying to do something and you all, it's great to be able to multitask. It really is. But try giving something all of your attention. When you find yourself thinking about other things, like I said, or checking your phone because you don't feel like doing the task at hand, stop and turn your focus back on what's in front of you. A lot of times we pick up the phone because we feel like something is going on and I need to be there and I need to hear them. But what about giving respect to the thing or the person in front of you? Oh, I heard what you're saying. I was just sending a text message. Good, bad, or indifferent, y'all. I'm going to tell you this. I have made some inaccurate statements when people were around me on the phone. If I were talking to them and they picked up the phone, there were some inaccurate things that I would say just to see if they were paying attention. And they would say, I heard what you said. There was no way in the world they could have heard what I said and let that go by unacknowledged. No. My uncle and I were just talking about this, but it is important. It is important, particularly when we're talking about people. It is important not to try to multitask all the time. Some stuff is just not that important. Only thing to multitask is singing and driving. I like the feeling of accomplishment when I complete one task at a time. Paula D, I'm with you. Let me give this my all, because there's sometimes if I'm working on 2 or 3 things at the same time, there is no way in the world I can give them my alls. Not at the exact same time. I can piecemeal and give each part of it some attention. But what I find important, fabulous me, my friend, it's good to see you. But what I find important in terms of how to be more present is to make sure that when you can, try not to multitask. Try not to multitask. Try not to multi-talk. One of the things that can be so offensive to a person is when they're speaking with you, when they're talking to you, you pick up the phone and start texting. Give that person your undivided attention. Give that person your undivided attention. I'm going to say it one more time. Give that person your undivided attention. Give that task your undivided attention. Give that thing your undivided attention. That helps you to be more present. That way, nothing slips between the cracks. Nothing flies by you. Nothing goes by you unnoticed. And then another way to be more present. Another way to be more present, and I say this so much, y'all. I talk about practicing gratefulness, but I promise you, it really, Tina, you're right. That is the worst. You're talking to people and they pick up the phone. You're talking to people, they pick up the phone and start texting while you're talking to them. That's rude, first of all. But another way to be more present, and I'm talking about to be more present in your own life. Be grateful for what you have now. I practice the mindset of gratefulness, and I talk about being grateful and a mindset of gratefulness. But really, if you want to be more present in your own life now, learn how to be grateful for what you have now. Part of living in the present moment is taking the time to be grateful for what you have now, not in the past, nor what you're going to get in the future, but be thankful, be grateful for what you have now. If you're constantly the kind of person who focuses on the things that you don't have, you really aren't taking the time to appreciate what you do have. Can I say that again? If you are the kind of person who constantly focuses on the things that you don't have, then you're not taking the time to appreciate what you do have. And if you don't take the time to appreciate what you do have, that means that you are not living in the moment. You're not being true to you're not being true to yourself. Think about it. Think about, even now, during this 1800 seconds, think about the things that you are grateful for that you have right now. What are you grateful for right now? I get it. We have lofty goals. We have aspirations. We have dreams. We have visions. We have hopes. We have all of those things. We cast our net because there are things that we are expecting. We plan for the future, all of that. But what are we grateful for now? I'm grateful for the breath that I'm breathing right now, because 10 seconds, I still hope to be living, but 10 seconds from now, I may not have breath in my body. So let me be thankful for what I have now. I'm just trying, honest to God, I'm just trying to help save our lives, you all. And I'm trying to give us more life. I'm trying to help us to maximize our time and our experience here on earth. While I'm in the earth, I'm giving it my all. I'm grateful for every moment that I have. The future will take care of itself. The future is already there. I'll get there. It's already where it is. I will get there. But when you start practicing gratitude, practice gratitude for what you have now. When we conclude this conversation this evening, when these 1800 seconds will have ended, try to write down at least 5 things that you are grateful for in your life right now. Think about it. I said 5, but some of us may just go on a rampage and start writing down the things and the people that we are thankful for. We never thought about that, did you? Wow, Cutler, thank you. How to be more present in my own life is to be grateful for what I have now. Because we're always building, we're always dreaming, we're always hoping, we're always thinking about the future. And those are not bad things, but stop and give thanks for what you have now. Another way, yeah, right. Walking in, and I see it, and there seems to be, a delay in what you're writing and what I'm saying. But I get it. Yes, it is disrespectful to talk, to text while people are talking. That it is disrespectful. It's rude. It really is. But another way, I want to talk about another way to be more present. Not because I've said one of the ways that you can be more present is by what? Noticing your surroundings. Pay attention to your surroundings. Another way is to focus on one thing at a time. Don't try to multitask all the time. Then another way is to be grateful for what you have right now. And another way that you could be, another way that you can be more present in the moment is to show acceptance. Cutler, what on the earth do you mean? Let go of what you can't control. Let go of what you can't control. God, please give me the wisdom to know what I can control and what I can't. If you want to learn how to be more and I'm offering this to us because perhaps we've already mastered how to be present in our own lives, but maybe there are people in our lives who need to hear this. And if they need to hear this, tell them, come on, let's talk to Cutler, or either just give them the link and say, you need to watch this. But one of the ways that you can be more present in your own life is to show acceptance. Cutler, what do you mean? Let go of what you can't control. We need to know this, you all. If you want to learn how to be more present, you need to let go of how you think things should be. Because that is also to some degree an element of having this need to control. But if you want to learn how to be more present, let go of how you think things should be and accept them for what they are. We try to change the world. We're trying to change the community. We're trying to change the neighborhood. We're trying to change other people. We're trying to change other people's homes and other people's lives. And I get it that, it feels nice to say that I'm an influencer and I'm impactful and that I'm a change agent and that I make impressions on people's lives. That is true and that's wonderful and that's great. But may I say this to you, for some things that are happening in your life, what we just need to do is let go of how you think things should be and just accept them for what they are. Why would you say that, Cutler? Focus on accepting things as they are and not on how you want them to be. Because if I can focus on how they are now, then perhaps I can think about what they should be like, how they should look in the future. But at least I need to focus on what it looks like now. Have you ever offered people something, showed them a plan, showed them a drawing, gave them an idea, and as soon as you gave them the idea, you showed them the drawing, you gave them a plan, or you shared something with them, as soon as you said that, their next response was, well, what I think you ought to do, what you need to do. No. Don't tell me what I ought to do. Don't tell me what I need to do, except what I'm putting in your lap right now, and tell me what you think of what I've just given you now. Why would you say that, Cutler? Because we can't control everything that happens around us. Sometimes we go haywire, we go bonkers, we go bananas trying to control everything. Those words are very colorful. We go haywire and bonkers and bananas trying to control everything that happens around us. I didn't say everything that happens to you. I'm talking about around us. Y'all, I got some people in my family. I'm not talking about anybody's family but mine. I have some people in my family who try to control everything and everybody. I mean, I think they major in trying to control everything and trying to control everybody. I wonder if they even sleep at night. Sometimes it seems to me that they stay up 24/7 just plotting and planning how they can control everything. And I say to myself, they must be a tired somebody, because ain't no way in the world, now you see my Southern expressions coming out, ain't no way in the world you can control everything that happens around you. Take it. We used to put it like this. Particularly growing up in the South, they would say, you got 6 months to mind your business and 6 months to leave everybody else's alone. Sometimes we just have to get back to basics and remind people things like that. You can't control everything that happens around you. Sometimes life is going to be different than how you want it to be. Because so then practicing acceptance. So that's what I mean when I say practicing acceptance. It means just letting go of what you can't control. Practicing acceptance will help you to let go of things in your life that are really out of your control. Some things are beyond our grasp. Some things are beyond your control. Learn how to practice acceptance. I got to get out of here, y'all. I'm just talking like we got 1,800 seconds. Well, we do have 1,800 seconds, not left, but this is what we do. This is what we do. Let's just learn how to be mindful. Let's learn how to be more present. And I'm offering that to us this evening. I'm offering that to us in this conversation. I hope this has helped us. I hope this has helped somebody, because I want us all to be more present. I want us to learn how to be more present in our own lives, because when we are present in our own lives, then we can show up stronger and better in other people's lives. I can't give you my best self if I haven't given me my best self. I just said something. I can't give you my best self until I've given me my best self. And one of the ways I can give me my best self is by noticing my surroundings, paying attention to what's going on, focusing on one thing at a time. Stop trying to multitask when I can't do it, and for goodness sake, stop trying to multi-talk. I just made that word up and I'm not going to let that one go. And then learn to be grateful for what you have now. What you will get in the future will come in the future, but stop and be thankful and be grateful for what you have now. And then let's learn how to show acceptance. Let go of what you can't control. Let go of what you can't control. Y'all, let's keep doing what we do. Let's keep building community. Let's keep maintaining connectivity. Let's stay safe and stay sane. Keep your heads up, keep your hopes up, and let's learn how to be present, even more present in our own lives. And until the next time we talk, tell somebody else, come on and let's talk to Cutler. Please know this, that from my heart to yours, there is and always will be so much love. Thank you all. It is good to see all of you all. Have a fantastic night and a great weekend. And I'll see you the next time I see you. Good night, everybody.